Hi, Andy here and welcome back to Moorland Model Railway. This is a follow-up to an earlier video where I described how I control the points on Moorland Model Railway. In this video I'll show how I program the routes for the trains. In the first video I was very aware that I only described how I'd set up the controlling of the points, but I didn't do a physical demo. So just as a recap, I have the Digitrax DCS210 unit and the DT500D handset. And the points are powered by the PC200 point controller from Traintech. The reason I went for these controllers was because they are programmable, and I have programmed some of the points to work together. I also have a minute board that I made, and I designed this to be used with my Dynamis system, but I've kept it to use alongside the Digitrax system. Both systems can override each other, so I do tend to use both. I also used the mimic board to show where trains are located on the storage yards below. So that's where the storage yards are located, underneath the main boards, and I don't have any way of seeing where the different trains are. So basically I use micro switches and lights supplied by Traintech once again, and these are shown here so that I can see where trains are actually located on the different tracks. So each of the points in the storage yard are given unique numbers so that I can either change them by using the minute board, or they can be changed by using the Digitrax controller. So basically, there you go, it's changed the point there, and then it'll change it back. Or I can do the same by using the Digitrax controller. All the other points on the layout are actually just controlled by the Digitrax. However, as well as controlling individual points and routes, I also wanted to program routes so that when I'm actually having a running session using multiple trains, I don't have to keep remembering all the routes that I'm using, and so I suppose so that I don't crash the trains. Both the systems that I've got on the points, the Digitrax and the Traintech, they're both programmable. And I initially thought of using the Traintech one to do all my programming. However, when I read into it, the Traintech one only allows you to have 5 different points, 5 different routes per point. And I worked out that some of the points I was going to have more than that. So eventually I bit the bullet and went towards the Digitrax. The system seemed a little bit daunting when I first did it, or first read into it, especially when you compare what I'd been using before, which was the Dynamis, and the instruction manual and that, which was like 4 pages long, and the manuals that you get with the Digitrax. So these are the manuals that you get. Really right comprehensive. They do talk you through everything, but when you first get it and you first start reading it, you think, crikey, I'll never understand any of this. However, I did stick with the Digitrax system and I found it quite easy in the end. So this is the Digitrax system that I've got. It's a DCS210. It has 3 power settings for N, O and O gauge. Basically giving power outputs for 3 amps, 5 amps or 8 amps, which is one of the reasons I bought it. The other reason was the fact that as I get more ambitious, this system can be extended onto programming, block detection and all those sort of things. So the other reason that I went for the Digitrax system for programming the routes was that the DCS 210 can actually store 64 different routes with up to 16 point changes on each route. So that's a lot better than the 5 that I could have got with the Train Tech. So basically I've identified roughly 58 different routes that I want to program into my unit at the moment. So once again, every single point on the system has been given a unique number, and whether on the system I either throw them or close them. So that's what the C and T stands for alongside each of the numbers. I then identified all the different routes, wrote them down, which track they were on, what the route number was going to be, which platform they were going to go through on the main line, and each point that they were going to go through. So I just thought I'd run through it and show you how easy it was in the end. So the first thing to do was to press the programming button to set it into programming mode. Bleeps 3 times, that means it's in programming mode. Then on the handset I set it to switch, and the switch number comes up. Then I've got to program the route that I want. So the route that I was thinking of doing is down 5, which is going to be 23C 123C. So the first thing to do is put in 23C. And that beep says it's ready for the next point to be put in. So I've basically given every single route a unique number. This one's 123. And C again. Okay, so that's the first point number, and that is the number I would call up for all these points. So the next set of numbers are the different points, all the points that route's going to go through. So I'll just put those in. So the first one is 86C, 73T, 73T, 61 T, 82C, and 83C. And to finish off, you put that number in again. So that's it, programmed. So the route that I've just put in was route 123, so I'll just put that into the handset. And then you'll hear all the points change as I press the C button. I think there's 8 points that it's on that route. So that's it, done. So that route's all programmed in now. So press the function button to go back to the rail, to the train. The train that on there is on that track is 3740. So we'll just give it a run and see what happens. Hopefully it won't crash. So there it goes through platform 4. When the platform's there, obviously. And then as it runs around, what I can do is just change the setting to go through platform 3. Which is 107. Press the button. The points have changed. So hopefully it should, this time, go through platform 3. Okay, so I've stopped the train now, and it's gone over its micro switch, so the red light's showing, so it shows that there's a train on that line. That line is blocked up. So I just hope that's been useful to someone. Certainly useful to me. Just like to say thanks for subscribing, for the people that have subscribed, and thanks for watching, especially if you got this far in the video. So thanks very much. Bye bye from Moorland.